character is called Tina. Everybody knows this now because of Akshay's wife, Tina. Twinkle. She's my childhood friend who I was obsessed by as a child. So I wrote the character keeping her in mind. I named it even Tina. And I remember I was heartbroken when she heard it, loved it, and said no. She said, I have nothing to do. It's completely a Kajol Shahrukh show. What will I do? I went after that to Tabu, to Ravina Tandon. I called up Urmila. I narrated it to Aishwarya. And there are a host of others.
I am responsible for casting Rani Mukherjee. Of course, they had also seen her. I saw Rani in a trailer of Raja Ki Aayegi Barat as a Dulhan. And she just looks up and goes down. I thought she was absolutely stunning. She had amazing emotions in her eyes. And I think Karan and Manish were at that point of time anyway looking at her.
I went into her apartment and I rang the bell. And someone opened the door. And when the door opened, I thought I was staring at mid-air because I couldn't see anyone. Then I had to look really like many feet below, and there was Rani Mukherjee. And I was like, oh God, she's my college bomb. And I said, oh. Then secretly through the narration, I was like, oh, please say no, please say no, please say no. Because I couldn't imagine her as my college bomb.
I told him that, yes, I would love to do the film. But, I think that, I don't know whether it'll be convincing enough that Shah Rukh falls in love with me over Kajol. Because obviously Shah Rukh and Kajol were coming after DDLJ, which was a humongous hit. And they were like a hit pair. So I said, Karan, are you sure you want to make this film and you want to do this? Because I don't know whether the people will accept it. So Karan said, darling, you leave that to me.
पता है बाबा जी आज भजन के साथ पाठ भी पढ़ने वाले हैं।
वाओ, अमेजिंग यार, अमेजिंग। ये बाबा की तो मैं क्यों इन्होंने मेरी शादी डिले कर दी यार। I cannot handle this anymore. देखो इतने भजन से ना भगवान भी इरिटेट हो जाएंगे।
क्यों?
I thought Salman was such a big star that I didn't even think of him because he was such a big monumental star. So I went to Saif because the role was written about this cool NRI man and he's visiting India and it was written like that. So I thought I've always liked Saif on screen. So I went and met him, he and his wife, and I narrated the film very sincerely. And at the end of the film, he looked at me and he said, I'm trying to get into the traditional space. I don't want to do this kind of role which is requiring me to be slightly hipper and modern. I want to do the more traditional roles. I went to Chunky Pandey's party. I remember that night. Chunky Pandey had a party. Standing in the corner and Salman came up to me. He said, so I heard you have a role and no one's doing it. So I said, yeah. He said, I'll do it. So actually Salman Khan has agreed to do my film without hearing it. And I don't know why. So I asked him, why are you doing this? He says, I like your father.
Hi, I'm Rahul Khanna. I'm on Mera. How you doing? मुझे लगता है वो नाम सेम है इसलिए she just got confused. But I'm sure, कि मेरी अंजलि तुम्हारे अंजलि से ज़्यादा खूबसूरत है.
Salman, of course, was a much bigger star than I was, and it was really nice of him to have done it actually, yeah? Because it would, it may not have worked. I wasn't such a big star at that point of time, so it may not have worked if you had someone who persona-wise wasn't known as a romantic hero who could go away with the hero's wife or girlfriend. So yeah, Salman, I think, genuinely when he walks into the film lights up. It looks fantastic, and Karan, I think, is fortunate. I think the whole Kuch Hota team was very fortunate that Salman agreed to do that role. Did with a lot of elan and fun and happiness, the dance and everything, and goes away sadly that he gave up the girl.
Hi, I'm Anjali, and you're watching channel Anjali. मैं बड़ी होकर VJ बनूंगी. Just like Neelam. Hey, cut.
We kind of zeroed in on Sana really soon. She was confident and she was alert and she could remember her lines. I haven't met her in the longest time. She must have grown up into a full-blown girl now. But I remember torturing the daylights out of her as a child. I mean, I forced her to cry. She used to hate putting glycerine. So I have been rude and nasty and evil to her. I made her mother leave the set, and finally she kept looking for her mother, and she said, where's my mother? And I'm like, your mother's gone. She's never going to see you again. She's left you and gone forever. And she was like, no. And she would start crying, and I would say, roll camera. Only because she would refuse to put glycerine. That's the only way I could do it was by being this evil person.
तारे गिन रहे हो?
Oh, the Sardar boy was just a revelation. I had written this kid. I don't know how I had written this character about this silent Sardar who doesn't say anything for no reason. Everyone thinks he's like physically challenged maybe. And at the end of the film, he just goes into his Tusi Ja Rahe Ho. I think he made Tusi Ja Rahe Ho into a, I mean, I hate to say this for myself, but it became like kind of a national line at that point of time. Like everyone reacted to Tusi Ja Rahe Ho, Tusi Na Jao. That was the lines he said. And he was just adorable. I think I secretly increased his role in the summer camp portion only because I thought he was just fantastic.
Sina Jao, so cute. He was damn cute in the film. I think that's what worked for him. The fact that he didn't speak. You know, considering how much we all were talking in the film. It took me, I think, about 6 days to dub for the film. So I think considering how much we spoke in the film, he was really like, you know, a pool of silence in the film that everybody needed. But he was really cute.
He was very cute off screen also, and so much so that when I've mentioned it, if you can get a picture, like he was playing a Sardar, my son was born, and a year later we were on the set, so I made him also look like him, dress him up like him. Like, it was very cute, and I think his chemistry with Johnny Lever was fantastic. You know, he used to keep looking at him, he's counting things all the time, and I think Tusi Mat Jao is, I think, a classical line. I think I'll always remember it. He just stopped, and I remember Kajol also didn't need to actually cry. He just stopped her, and the way he said it, they did the shot with the, I think, sari outside the frame, and Kajol just stopped, and he just said, Tusi Mat Jao, Tusi Ruk Jao, and Kajol started crying.
तुसी जा रहे हो तुसी ना जाओ
I remember they were trying to put glycerine into my eyes. I had to show that I was crying. It's a little difficult at that age to have glycerine in your eyes. It's been 10 years and I've not stopped saying this line. So once again, तुसी जा रहे हो, तुसी ना जाओ.